Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction. Well, I can't do a reaction video because I tried to do one about an hour ago, and I tried to upload it, and I don't know how the people on YouTube do it, but it just seems like I got a copyright strike and I got blocked. So first of all, I gotta say, fuck you, fuck you, WB. So anyway, just for this whole Supergirl episode, it's the season 2 finale. Nevertheless, she persisted. Supergirl is fighting with a mind controlled Superman who turns out was being brainwashed by Rhea, which is using silver kryptonite, so it causes him to hallucinate and thinks that when she's fighting Kara, she's actually thinks that she sees Zod when he hallucinates that he's fighting Zod when it's actually Kara. And so it goes to this like all-out brawl with like several buildings destroyed, and it takes Supergirl exhausting like all of her strength to basically knock Superman unconscious to the point where even she passes out from exhaustion from the fight. And but then she manages to take Superman as well as Alex to the Fortress of Solitude before passing out again. And then when Superman comes to, the effects of the silver kryptonite is worn off, and he looks up information about Daxam in the archives of the Fortress of Solitude, and Supergirl challenges Rhea to trial by combat, in which if Rhea loses, the Daxamites leave. If Supergirl loses, then the Daxamites can occupy and lead their invasion of Earth. And Mono thinks this is crazy to put everything on the line like this. Supergirl's Supergirl's worried about has some fears about losing because she feels like she finally has everything, a boyfriend, job she loves, and Superman says that she's earned it, especially since he's worked so hard for it, and because Supergirl bested him in combat, he has confidence that she'll be the champion of Earth and will be able to defeat Rhea. And Martian Manhunter wakes up after getting unknowingly psychically connected with Magan, and she kisses him, and he wakes up, and they find out about the trial by combat, and they're also contacted by the Luthers, Lillian and Lena, who they got a device from Lex, which is it's basically the small box that apparently can just be dispersed into supposed to be made to disperse kryptonite into the entire atmosphere and render it I think they said they rendered the planet uninhabitable for the Kryptonians, but the thing is that, like I said, it's a really small box, so it's just hard to believe that you have to have multiple devices to make it that uninhabitable, make the planet uninhabitable for Kryptonians. But Lena's tweaked that they'll be able to send disperse lead, since that's the Achilles heel for Daxamites. So Supergirl decides she wants to use it. She'll agrees to use it, but only as a last resort if she loses. But Supergirl is reluctant to use it at all, just because she's confident she'll win in the fight. And at first, during their battle, Rhea gets the upper hand until Supergirl turns things around. But then it turns out that Rhea doesn't give a damn about Daxamite traditions or honor, and she says she's going to destroy the planet anyway, whether or not she's going to have her armies are going to destroy the planet anyway and take over, whether or not she survives the fight with Supergirl. And at an insult to injury, it turns out that her blood is irradiated with kryptonite, which puts the odds back in her favor. So you have Mon-El and Superman and Martian Manhunter and Magan trying to who arrives with an army of benevolent white Martians to help even the odds against the Daxamite soldiers, and also we're trying to get people to safety while their ships just destroying buildings and blasting everything in sight. And eventually, Supergirl overpowers Rhea, but the ships are locked on to fire on every building in the city, whether hospitals, schools, and then even and Lena had given her the remote, given Supergirl the remote, knowing that Lillian would try to activate the device the first chance she got, and with Monel's permission and with Monel giving her the okay, she hits the remote and the lead disperses, and the Daxamite soldiers just start like coughing and wheezing, and they immediately like teleport back to their ships and start leaving the planet. But Rhea is begging for her life, and Monel refuses to help, like asking Monel to save her, and he's sarcastically retorts, "The same way you saved father," and all of a sudden her body just starts to disintegrate and just turn to ash. And Monel's only able to survive just because like he's been living in Earth's atmosphere under a yellow sun. It gives him like extra time to like an extra few minutes, but it's only enough that Kara is reluctantly forced to put him back in the Kryptonian pod that he took to Earth in the first place. And she gives Monel the pendant that she got from her mom as a token to saying that no matter where he goes in the universe, that he'll never feel alone. And they part ways, they declare love for one another, and he takes off into space. And the weird thing is that it doesn't, all of a sudden like a wormhole like spontaneously just opens up and sucks his ship in. So at first, like I had no idea where it would take him to, like another planet, another go back in time, or another dimension. Like we don't like. Are they gonna do? Somebody was theorizing that it would have taken them to like the Phantom Zone, just like in the comic books, like when Monel was dying of lead poisoning. That's what happened to him, but I don't know why something in the Phantom Zone would just open up without a Phantom Zone projector of any kind. But basically, Kara's completely heartbroken, and she just tells Alex just to hold on to Maggie, and then she takes her, and Alex takes her advice so much to heart that she asks Maggie to marry her. And Supergirl goes to, as an inner civilian disguise, to Catco. Cat Grant seems to be like running the company again. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's gonna last because Calista Flockhart didn't want to move to Vancouver when production moved to Vancouver, but she opens up to Cat about the relationship ending and how as much as it hurts, she's going to be able to carry on. And she goes off to stop a fire, and you hear Cat Grant go get him, get him, Supergirl, which is something that that everyone has theorized for a long time. That even though there was an episode last season when I think it was like the mid-season premiere of season 1 where she tried to have Martian Manhunter pose as Supergirl, pose as her in her Supergirl persona, just so Cat would be convinced there were two different people. It was suggested that she eventually figured out that she wasn't fooled by it, especially with having to deal with the Bizarro Supergirl, and she was able to deduce that Barry Allen was the Flash and that Jimmy Olsen was Guardian. So it's hard to believe that she would be that stupid that she would put 2 and 2 together. So, and this is like she just came out. This is just more like confirmation than a big reveal to anybody, really. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty good finale. And one other thing, they did actually end with a flashback to Krypton during its destruction, where it shows Kal-El and Kara's ships being launched. A third ship was launched by some kind of cult where they put a baby inside and they put blood on, I guess, on its forehead, and it says like it'll, and they were talking about how it'll survive the trip to Earth and it'll go strong on Earth and it'll reign. So, and it just had like a huge skull symbol. I have no idea what the significance of the symbol is, but I'm just guessing it could be. I don't know. I'm just guessing it could. I mean, I thought maybe like, okay, is this gonna be like take a page out of Smallville, or it turns out it's Doomsday that was sent to Earth, or it's some kind of like do it. Maybe it was like in human form. It'll be like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, like they did. I don't know. I don't know the significance of that called, the symbols, or who or what could be in that pod. But anyway, who do you guys think are? I mean, do you guys think it's Doomsday? Do you think it's another Superman villain in the pod? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.